What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wings of Redemption. We're back with Painkiller already, episode 46. We missed last week because of a little uncertainty, but it's been a great day today. You know, a fat guy died. Lil Wayne announced his retirement. We got UkranianLimbs on Painkiller already. What's up?
Woo woo, happy to have me.
Why is the fat guy dying a great day? It's a great day for PKA. A fat man died.
Excels everything.
All right. So, UkranianLimbs, here's the deal. Hypothetical situation. You are married. You and your wife switch bodies, right? This much is set. Mm-hmm. Do you have sex in your switched bodies or not?
I really suppose I should have seen this one coming. I'd say based on my history as a transsexual, I prefer being in the male form, so I'm going to go with no.
Really?
You're one of only 2 no's on the show so far. Most
not that curious, I suppose.
That transsexual livelihood. Do you do the TVM or the TVW?
I don't even know what those are. I was trolling, but
I love that Wings knows.
Come on, who hasn't went on those casual forums on Craigslist just to see what people write?
I don't know what you're talking about.
But if you ever go to Craigslist, there's a thing called Casual Encounters. You click on that to have a good time. Because what ends up doing is you see the most stupid shit you'll ever read in your life.
Wings, don't be making fun of my ad, man.
All right. So, all right. I think we're going to hit what we've been calling the pink elephant in the
I don't even know what it is.
I'll lead it off. So UkranianLimbs did what I think has been known as the epic rage quit video, right? Where he sort of rattled off what was on his mind at the moment on the YouTube scene and said his goodbyes. And since then he came back. You know, there's like a Michael Jordan image I think in it, and unretired. And what do you say? So I think at the moment it might be what he's most well known for. Although in no time at all he'll be most well known for commentary March Madness. I think that's changing. So let's talk about it, man. What was going on when you made the vid?
First off, since 2 of the 3 of you were addressed per se in the video, I'd just say that's a little bit awkward, but I'm sorry. At the time, I'd been doing YouTube videos for, 14 months or something like that. And, at one point you just kind of feel like you can't catch a break or no one's hearing your message. And I was trying real hard at the time. So I got a little flustered. And more importantly than that, I kind of had a lot of personal stuff going on. We don't really need to get into, broke up with a girlfriend, all that jazz. And YouTube just kind of seemed really stupid at the time. And I don't know, maybe you guys have been there at one point. But I just felt like, I had no control over it. So I decided to do what most people probably feel like doing at that point and just cuss out everyone that they feel arbitrarily got to where they are. But, that was back then, and now I realize that, there's a reason that everyone's where they're at on YouTube, and, it just means I wasn't doing the right stuff, and I shouldn't be mad at everyone. And maybe I just should clarify that since then I've kind of cleared things up with a lot of people individually, the people that I attacked in the video, and can joke about it now, but, all the apologies and stuff aren't as far-reaching as the video itself, which somehow magically got, I don't know what it was at, like 120, 130K, which is not that big a deal, but it's just kind of this infamousness behind it.
Yeah, 130K, like, semi-viral for a small channel, right? For FPS Kyle, it's his first update.
No. First update is 250,000.
My mistake.
I was probably good. Well, to be honest, the video is actually, I took it down after about 10, 15 minutes. It wasn't on my channel. Somebody reposted it, and somebody I think it was, I don't know who it was, but they gave it to Only Use Me Blade, and then he thought it was funny, so he went with it, and it's just kind of this chance thing that I've kind of been getting 20 death threats a day for.
Yeah, there was one guy in the stream who just wrote, like, he made fun of CNanners. No excuses. Fuck UkranianLimbs.
Like, CNanners is the Pope or something. Like that. You, sir, have gone too far. You messed with the banana man. Like, CNanners has a sense of humor, too. All right? It's not like we're talking about, the Pope, like I said.
I just gotta say.
So I don't... I don't mean to be arrogant when I call myself a big YouTuber, but I will, as at least a semi-big YouTuber. Look, man, we get this stuff twice a week. People are putting up, all sorts of videos about how, March Madness is corrupt, about how everything is bad, about how I'm a fraud. I haven't had any rap songs about me for a little while, so you guys are slipping. But, I am sure that CNetter saw that and thought,
No, you had one just the other day. It was a good one, though.
It was a rap song about me?
Remember the what's that guy's name? That did the commentator rap song.
Oh, Cinematic.
Yeah, Cinematic.
Yeah. All right. So I was thinking of rap songs that hate on me. If
focus on the negative.
Well, we're talking about the negative, but I'm telling you, when you see that some guy flipped out on you, it's like, yep, another day at the office. This is part of the job.
Don't give a shit.
Yeah, I think it was just the scale of like so many people, like attacking so many people's favorite commentator, that it just came back to me, and like everyone's going to defend their idols on this, and I think it was just the fact that there was so many people.
Don't feel bad. I'm gonna sound really arrogant, but I didn't give a fuck if you cussed me out in it because I didn't know who the fuck UkranianLimbs was.
I know. I figure you wouldn't. That's why it's like it's the people that watch the video and then that hate on me daily. They're the ones keeping it going. Like I've made amends with a lot of the people. I talked to a lot of the people I cussed out in the video, and they're like, "Man, I totally understand. You're probably going through a lot of stuff at that point, and it's not really that big a deal." And I recognize that at this point, but
you see me, I'm going through what you were going through at my stage. Like when I was small like you, I didn't realize I was small. It was like I was just doing for fun at that point. And by the time it started turning into like a livelihood kind of thing, I had already blown up way past where you normally would be. Mm. So it wasn't until Kyle and Woody blew by me where I felt like everything I was doing was wrong and I couldn't catch a break.
I got you. I think there's a sense of entitlement after a certain amount of time, like you kind of deserve something for the effort you're putting forth. But after a while, like you come to realize that there's a reason that you guys are where you're at and I'm where I'm at. Maybe I'm just being too negative. I mean, you guys obviously have some appeal to your channel. You are where you are for a reason. I
gotta say this: sense of entitlement is bullshit. You're never entitled to anything you ever get in life. You remember that, because when you expect somebody to give you something, that's when you get left behind.
There it is. The words of wisdom from Wings of Redemption. I like it.
Whoa, what'd you just say?
I said if you do
that one. No, I'm talking about Woody. Did you say words of wisdom from Wings of Redemption?
Yeah. Yeah. What's wrong with that? That's awesome.
That sentence has never been uttered before in the history of English language.
Man.
That's like saying hate speech from Pope John Paul. Like what?
Well, Pope John Paul does have hate speech.
Oh my God!
He openly bashed the gay community many, many times.
Don't get defensive.
He did. Yeah.
That was kind of beautiful. There was a beautiful moment there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just true. Like I see a lot of people come to me, and like most of them give me that sob story. I've been doing this 5-6 months, and I look at their video, and they put up pure tea, mouthful of dick garbage, and I'm like, dude. Quit.
Wait, they put up what?
Pure tea, mouthful of dick garbage.
I get messages a lot that it's that message that basically links me to one of their videos and says how can I improve or whatever. And I take about 5 of those a day, and I actually watch the video and then I respond back with everything. And it's almost always the exact same message that I send to all of them. And it's basically the equipment they need. You need a hopog and you need a $20 USB microphone so I don't hear that gurgling buzzing noise in the background. And then you need to figure out what kind of commentary you're going to be doing, because like the last guy I looked at reminded me of a little bit of Ryan X. Smith, because Ryan X. Smith's pretty conceited guy, thinks a lot of himself, and he puts up good gameplays. They're usually high scores and stuff, but like he usually backs it up with that high score, and he's played some competitive stuff. This guy didn't, but he's just like, oh, we're going in there, gonna rape the shit out of these noobs, bitches, and it's just like, wow, I don't like you already. I don't know. But that's how you improve your videos. It's just there aren't many people that have a hopog and a decent mic and have hit puberty that don't have 1,000 subscribers if they're actually putting effort into it. Wouldn't you agree with that?
I think a lot of it has to do with the voice, and like the mic's a big part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was telling Woody today, I mean, generally the voice is what carries me to subscribe to somebody. If somebody's over there sounding like, I don't want to sound like I'm hateful here. Like you see a lot of like the little British guys that are like 13 or 14, and they're trying to do commentary over a gameplay, and it's like, man, dude, you're not going to go anywhere with this unless you want to keep it as a hobby.
Are you kidding me? I usually watch those videos and jerk it, pretend like it's Hermione. From Harry Potter. I'm like, yeah.
Kyle for the win.
No, but yeah, you're right. Like I don't have a problem with the British accent. I actually prefer Sam 5000's videos because they sound so
but see, Sam has a good British accent.
Yeah, so does Trout, I think.
Xbox
But Sam is
Yeah, but see, that's why Sam and Trout are both semi-big commentators. If you take somebody that has somebody like Louie's accent, he'll never go anywhere.
Poor Louie. But yeah, I want Sam's accent on my car, on my navigation system. Like that's.
Who's the voice I want?
I want Xbox Ahoy to be my.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Turn left at the intersection, sir.
Yeah.
I'm driving along like it's right, Sam. You call me sir, bitch. Grab another gear.
You're on the wrong side of the road.
Fuck off, Sam. This ain't Hogwarts. We drive on this side.
Yeah, the voice is a big thing. Having something to say is a big thing. To me, editing the audio is a big part of making a good video. If you find yourself stuck on something to say, if you're not going smooth, freaking cut it off. Stop at the last point you did something good and start over from right there. What I do is I'll just stop it. Like, all right, you know what? The last 20 seconds was garbage. Cut all that off, listen to where I was, and then pick it up as smoothly as I can. No one has ever, with the exception of Onslaught, ever mentioned that I edited my audio. And I'm convinced that I make better videos because of it. Oh, and a tip for people who, I don't want to go too long about this YouTube stuff, but if you can't buy a better mic, do a YouTube search for Audacity sound removal, and it is almost as good as a great mic. It does a fantastic job at removing all sorts of hums and buzzes and stuff.
But you can get a good mic for $20.
Yeah, Woody gives you that tip. I give you this tip. If you can't afford a good mic, quit.
Now, you see, I'm thinking
you don't
of the
have
guys
the much
who are
financial
14.
investment to do it.
Here's the thing about mics, though. The Blue Snowball is overrated. Get yourself a Logitech USB microphone. It looks like a little, what are those people? Telemarketer headset, and it works fine. And it's good sound quality. It's not some crystal clear, perfect, magical quality, but it's what I always use.
Good example here. When I started doing this, I used a Logitech G35, which is about a $215 headset, and it sounded like ass. It did. I go back and watch my old videos, and I'm like, this is me? I sound like shit. Why did I get subscribers back then? And now I use a fucking cheap-ass $80 Turtle Beach PX21. Ain't huge investments.
So, Kyle, should I cancel the blue snowball I have coming in the mail? Because I have one coming in 2 days.
They're a little bit overrated. And but they look. No, I will say this though, it's a cool conversation piece, just like sitting there on your table, because it looks like Rush Limbaugh was there the night before or something. It looks like some real shit.
I actually disagree. I like mics in the snowball category. I don't know, for lack of a better term, at that level. I use one. Mine's the M Audio Producer USB. I'm just looking at it. And I think it gives a pretty good voice quality on my videos. And when I did Astros, it wasn't as good.
Okay, can we talk about what just
That
happened?
was the best. That was the coolest thing ever. Woody goes, I'm using the blah, blah, blah mic, and I think it's... And you go, you break up and go silent and garbly for 3 seconds, and you go, the best mic I've ever used.
That's epic.
It was incredible.
Yeah, that's most likely internet connection, but
Sure.
Right.
it really is, because on my side, I hear it through my mic, it came fine. But whatever. Yeah, so I like mics in that class that do their job. I have a theory. Did you guys see Sark's Twitter message?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah. So Sark put out a Twitter message. Yeah, it said, shucks, if someone could find it to get it perfect, but it was something along the lines of, hey, I have some Machinima Respawn news or Machinima Respawn plus Sark news. Some of it's good, but it's mostly heartbreaking. It's something really close to that. And I think everyone has been getting kind of curious, what is it? What is it? What's heartbreaking? Is Sark okay? Is everything all right? You know what my theory is? Oh, and by the way, he said that he would tell us this week what the deal was. It just occurred to me tomorrow's April Fool's Day. My theory is that he's been setting up April Fool's joke for tomorrow. That
Yeah,
tomorrow
it's
he's
probably
gonna
going to be
say-
like abolishing the director's program, and Michelle was going bankrupt.
Shut the fuck up, Wings.
Getting some severance pay,
They're
that's
going to
the-
blame Kyle for it all.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So, Shucks, I hope I didn't ruin his joke.
We
This
all
thing
know
doesn't
it's
get
really
out
Junkyard's
that
fault.
broadly.
You just
I was
screwed
gonna
him over.
say, I know for a fact my videos make more money than I get paid. So like, I'm supporting the team, Team Machinima, all the way.
That's good,
There
Kyle.
you
Keep
go.
doing that so you can keep paying me.
Your videos are like actually earning like 30 cents 1,000. Y'all.
Why are they saying poor Junkyard in the stream? Did I miss something?
Oh, I said Kyle's the reason Machinima is going to be broke tomorrow, and we all know it's really Junkyard's fault.
Yeah,
Oh, because quit picking on Junkyard, man.
it's true.
Oh man, this
All
fucking
right.
stream better work on this one.
He's still so
So,
I have a
do-
question.
Plug
Does
in
anyone-
fucking missing. Fuck you.
Yeah, so listen up. Oh, yeah, I know what the problem is. You just like wiped out your computer and need to
Yeah.
put everything. You don't have all your plugins and stuff. All right, here's the deal. I want to talk about this, the other elephant in the room that Wings of Redemption created for us. Are we gonna cancel Painkiller already if we can't start charging $50 a download?
$50, 50 cents.
I don't
huh?
know. I made that up. No, we're not gonna do that, man.
Yeah, let's discuss.
Hey, if you motherfuckers won't pay $50 a download, I'm straight up legit ready to serve.
Oh, boy.
Wings of Redemption will throw in some
I think
favors.
here was the issue, and like when, all right, you got to keep this in mind with Wings, and I hope I'm not being offensive to Wings here. Someone needs to help Wings filter his Twitter because Wings information goes from Wings' brain onto Twitter with nothing in between. Okay,
Dude,
so
I'll
Wings
take it a
might be
step
pissed off because his
further.
dog peed on the rug, and he's gonna take it out on you guys.
There might be some stool softener in that chain as well.
Yeah, there's just somewhere along the way, of course. But
Man,
no, we were
Kyle,
having the discussion.
He's on the next level, Kyle. This guy will make a video. He'll capture some gameplay, and then he'll commentate a video and still have no filter. Then he'll render it, and then he'll upload it. And there's still no filter in the whole damn process.
Yeah, that's true. like, and at no point does he say, "Wait a minute, I just said some really racist shit in there. I better take that out." He goes, "Oh, it's already made. Let's upload it." Like it just goes. He just goes with it.
Oh,
But no,
man.
we were having the discussion on Skype. The three of us were, and then apparently Wings decided to have discussion with you guys on Twitter at the same time. And but no, of course, I mean, who wouldn't want an extra paycheck every month coming from something that we're already doing? And I think that there is a way for it to be monetized, but I think that way would be through some sort of sponsorship. I mean, right now we've got a blank screen for you guys to stare at. Why couldn't we have a Lysol ad? You know what I mean? And the same thing goes for when it's uploaded on YouTube. Like, you guys watch gameplay from Woody. Why couldn't we stick a Lysol ad in, every 10 minutes? It's 2 hours of gameplay. You would end up with 2 minutes of commercials and 2 hours of video and audio. I mean, it could be done without you guys shelling out money, because I know a lot of you guys are 14, 15, 16. I know when I was 6, it wasn't until I was 17 or 18 years old that I had a credit, not a card where I could actually buy stuff.
Dude,
You know what?
when I was 14 years old, my primary source of income was eating less at lunch and getting 75 cents a day on food money.
Y'all some
From the
lazy
children's
slack
sponsorship.
motherfuckers. Y'all know this?
Dude, I had jobs too, but
We dealt, I had jobs too, but it was cash. I didn't have some kind of electronic payment method. So I know for a fact that there would be some kid out there who literally couldn't watch Painkiller already because his only way to watch it is through Justin TV, or for whatever reason he can't watch it on YouTube, and he doesn't have the 10 cents to pay us. So I don't want to do that to that one guy. Like I said,
We talked about this.
I just want to go and point out how broke these motherfuckers are.
it's not a
10
matter
cent
of being
for 12 months
It's a
is like
matter-
$5 and some change.
Dude, it's not a matter of that. It's a matter of them getting the money to us. Of course, everyone in the stream right now would flick a nickel at us if we were in the room with them. Of course they would. They don't care. But it's the process of going and clicking stuff and having a PayPal or your bank account, your online bank account, and going through the whole mess of it. That's the issue. I don't think anybody who listens to us do this on a weekly basis would mind paying 5 cents an episode. I mean, what the fuck is 5 cents?
Well, there's also a thing. There's a mental barrier. I'm sorry, Ukrainian Limbs. I think that there are people who would pay $19.95 for a book from the store that would never pay 25 cents for that same book as a download. And I think that's the nature of online content. And I like what Kyle had to say. Like, look, would we like to turn Painkiller already into something that kicks a little money our way? Yeah, that sounds nice. But I think the way to do it is to, like in the live stream, maybe have an ad instead of a black screen. Maybe we can sell a pre-roll or something on the thing that goes on my channel. Something like that. Some way to monetizing it along those
Hold
lines.
up. Mods, can you ban Frank Einstein?
but yeah, and I mean, some people, and this has been going on ever since, we all got our machinima contracts a year and a half, 2 years ago, whatever it was. They're going to be upset anytime that you're trying to make money off something that's, I don't know, I guess they expect us to be like painters in the park who sell our paintings for whatever the supplies cost or something. Of course, we're here for fun. We're here because we enjoy this. But, I mean, everything's like that. I mean, no matter what.
We also have the power to draw crowds, much better than a lot of people that do this.
Well, it's not that. It's just that if there's a way that wouldn't affect our viewing audience negatively for us to earn, $10 more a week, whatever it would end up being, why not do it? That $10 is going to, buy my lunch tomorrow, whatever. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want there to be any negative effects to our viewers. But if there's a way for us to, have an extra source of income, that'd be really nice.
Right. Yeah, especially. And I'm thinking if we could do it on the, on the YouTube video, especially if there was no audio with it. Like,
I think we should, if we do it on the YouTube video, we should try to do it through an individual partnership.
I disagree.
I don't think so, man. So, look, I don't want to go on this topic forever, but I'm pretty sure if we started a new channel just for Painkiller already, 12 months from now, I'd have 15,000 subs. Like that.
Yeah, but the fact is, we could put 15 or so ads on a 2-hour Painkiller already and get $5 CPM instead of $2. So that would make up for it.
That's not how it works.
Well, the more ads you put on the video and the different categories are in, the CPM is different.
Actually, yeah, that's true. We'll talk about this later. I know how to do it.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
I'm sure
the
we'll
takeaway that I want to give everybody is I don't think charging for downloads is the right model. We may do something at some point in a way that doesn't frustrate fans, and the Painkiller already is not being canceled. Wayne was just a little excited when he tweeted
if we ever did charge for something, it would be something above and beyond what we do regularly here on Painkiller. It'd be like a best of 1 hour of like our best and funniest moments, or it would be like some kind of collaboration with the three of us DVD or something. Like that's the only thing we charge for, something that actually had production value. Like as it is right now, the biggest thing that's going into Painkiller already is Woody's time, because Woody spends, I'm going to say, 2 hours of work every week on this thing at least. Maybe not counting me. We're talking about, however much Woody spends doing this. It's a hell of a lot more than I do, because all I do is answer a phone call and talk to you guys. But
there's like 2 hours of gameplay that I capture. There's the render takes about 6 hours. The render takes 6 to 8 hours. The upload takes 6 to 8 hours. A lot of times they fail. I have to do it again, but I'm always monitoring it. You guys know how you kind of monitor a YouTube channel, make sure it goes better. It's like I'm probably looking at this podcast, I don't know, I'll call it 10 to 15 hours a week, just checking on it, seeing how things are going. And, it's not effort free. It takes some work, but I like the podcast. I think it's pretty good
I like
show.
it too.
I'm having a great time.
I have a whole new topic. This one, Ukrainian Limbs, you go first. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. You need to pick a superpower. Would you rather be able to breathe underwater or see in the dark?
Seeing in the dark. That just seems kind of badass.
What the hell could you use for breathing underwater? Like, could you clean pools more efficiently or what?
The greatest magician of all time, for one thing.
See, Kyle's got this entertainer mindset. I like it. So the way I was thinking about it was this. breathing underwater is like the more impressive superpower. Seeing in the dark solves a problem that I rarely have. I can kind of see in the dark already, you know? Like, it's rarely so dark that I can't see at all.
I imagine a situation where me and Woody are outside a bar, and he's like, check out my superpower, night vision! And I'm like, check out mine, flashlight.
Exactly. This is the argument I once answered when I sucked dick for the ability to fly. And I was like, I can already fly. Like, this solves a transportation problem that I'm not really having. If I wanted to go to Boston, I could be there right away. It's not really that big of a deal. So the ability to fly, to me, pales in comparison to, say, invisibility, which I can't do right now. I'm not even a very good ninja, let alone truly invisible. So when I think about breathing underwater versus seeing in the dark is the less super of the superpowers, but it's a situation that I might run into more often. You know, what if I want to go downstairs and get a drink of water? That's kind of cool.
You can do the Silence of the Lambs without investing in like a $79 pair of NVGs.
Yes. 79 my ass. If you want some real deal, like hardcore ones, those things are a couple grand.
Yeah, man.
You could be a very effective ambush and robber.
That's
Wings of Redemption.
You could be the best serial rapist of all time, Woody. Step your game up.
Wings of Redemption. Breathing underwater or seeing in the dark?
Good look. Oh, I didn't know it was going to be a round-the-way question. I mean, I want to say seeing in the dark firsthand. Like, if you'd have told me a while ago before I had the discussion, I would have picked that. But I can't really think of any application seeing in the dark would be needed. Like Kyle said, you know, I got a mag light in the truck. You know, I'm about to go underwater.
All right. So here's another question. It's just a hypothetical situation, right? Let's not say that I'm a reckless criminal, right? Hypothetically, let's say there were two streetlights that shine light in my backyard that bothered me, and I wanted to, not have those streetlights around anymore. What kind of projectile would be best for taking out a streetlight? You know, like
subsonic 22 round.
All right, so let me talk this through, right? So I have like a 223. You know, 223. If for people that don't know, this is the same caliber that's in like an M16. And if you were to just shoot that in the air and miss, which is possible, right? You know, this might be something that somebody else would do in the dark. Then it could land and hurt someone. Like, I don't want a freaking 223 landing at like 600 feet per minute in somebody's window, and like that's not the goal. So how would you go about taking out a streetlight? What kind of projectile would you want there? And by the way, this is like an industrial-style streetlight, not like a decorative one you see that's 6 feet tall.
And there are neighbors very close by.
But the fact is, a subsonic 22, even if you shot it at an angle, when it comes down, it wouldn't have enough force or mass to even kill anybody, much less embed in the skin.
But it's a gunshot.
Have you ever shot a 22 rifle, Kyle? I'm pretty sure you have. The thing is dead silent. If you use a subsonic bullet, it's even more silent. If you really want to get technical, throw a fucking Mountain Dew bottle on the end of the gun. You got a silencer. Or you could just use a baseball. Either way.
No, so I should have told you that the streetlight, I'm going to guess it's about 50 feet in the air. So, like, one guy in the stream just said, "Hey, Woody, I love you, but learn to brick." I can't throw a brick that high. I don't think anyone on the stream could throw a brick.
I can throw a baseball that high.
I actually,
something.
I had a
like
friend in college.
Glass. Go ahead.
Yeah, we shared a room in college, and there was this lamp in the parking lot that was always pissing him off. So he just went down and messed with the wires at the bottom. That's my suggestion.
I'm serious.
Nope, I already gave the correct answer on this one.
That's a really good suggestion, UkranianLimbs, but it makes for a lousy podcast.
All right, here are you guys. We think would be a good idea to fire a firearm in your neighborhood at lights that don't belong to you. And we had UkranianLimbs want to alter the electrical supply to a public light.
Dude, I shot my...
All right, no. Here's my suggestion. You buy a $100 pellet rifle, the kind that breaks down in half like a single-shot rifle. You put put your pellet in. It's a single-shot deal. And when you load it back together, it's one cock, but it's 1,000 feet per second, which, if point blank in the head, would probably kill a person. That thing will blow the light right out. No problem.
What about 750 feet per second? Would that do the trick?
Probably would as well.
Because you told me that. So for people that don't know, I visited my father-in-law last weekend, and he sent me home with a pellet rifle. The thing is, he got it to take out like groundhogs and stuff, but it takes like 10 pumps. So he'd sit there, crack, and the groundhogs would run away while he was trying to pump up his stupid pellet gun.
I don't understand the need for pellet rifles. Like, seriously, if you're going to take a groundhog, just get you a 22. They're like you can get a 22 for $125.
I'm with you,
and it
man.
would kill the shit out of a groundhog.
It was inevitable we'd come to guns.
They make air rifles. They make air rifles that are powerful enough to kill deer. Just so you know.
So anyway, he gave me this pellet rifle, and now I have a pellet rifle, and I have a streetlight problem. I'm just saying. And I'm telling you, like, have you ever seen those videos where people, like, they videotape themselves mugging someone, then put it on YouTube? And you're like, wow, that is the stupidest person ever to walk the earth. Or they'll, like, videotape themselves committing, like, a carjacking or something like that. And here I am scratching my head like, damn, this would make such a good vlog. Like, like I totally see what happens to them. So yeah.
Here's what you do. You do a time-lapse video on it. You show the light, and then like you edit the video, and suddenly the light's broken.
Oh my god.
I mean, they'd ask questions. They ain't got no proof.
I don't like that idea.
I mean, hey, I censored myself earlier today. I was going to tell you what I did today with my 22 rifle, but I decided not to because there's a lot of fucking hippies in the chat room.
A lot of hippies, huh?
There's a hippie in the conversation who's never shot a gun before.
Oh, man. You know, that's the case with most hippies. You know, they're like all pro animals and shit.
So yeah, man, we got to save the squirrel monkeys.
Yeah, fuck the squirrel monkeys. I would step on them any day of the week to eat.
Whoa!
Oh,
There will
that
be no
reminds
squirrel
me.
monkey stamping.
I have a topic I want to talk about. So today on Extra, so to take a step back, the CEO of Somewhere shot an elephant. Someone help me. Who is he?
He's a GoDaddy CEO. I don't know his
Yeah,
name.
thank you.
Yep.
All right. So the CEO of GoDaddy shot an elephant, and everyone's going wild because he shot an elephant.
Did he kill it?
Yeah, he killed the elephant. So I'm watching Twitter, and XJaws is talking about it. And for people that don't know, XJaws is a friend of ours, friend of the show, etc. He's a good guy. So XJaws was tweeting about shooting this elephant, and he's like, I don't see what everyone has a problem with. You know, so he shot an elephant. They're not endangered. And then he comes back further. He's like, actually, I don't have a problem with shooting endangered animals either. That's fine by me. You know?
I don't either.
God.
He's like,
Let's go
it's
natural
plain-
selection, bitch. You're not smarter than me.
he's like it's yeah, he pretty much worked the natural selection argument, said that, you know, hey, look, animals go extinct all the time, and that humans are playing God by keeping what I'll call inefficient animals going in perpetuity. So
Yeah, we just need to wipe out all the fucking pandas. We're spending way too much money.
Seriously,
in
what
this
the
world
fuck
on
does a
fucking
panda
pandas.
do?
Look, here's what
Oh my
go out,
God.
shoot. I want to go out and shoot every panda that's alive and stuff it. You know what we end up with? Perma pandas. Done.
Dude, Kyle,
Everybody, yeah, you can see a panda.
Pandas are
There's plenty
people.
of video of them.
You know,
Maybe we can have
motherfucker
PETA
like
sponsor the
panda is
podcast.
cute. You know, seriously, cute factor on an animal does not matter. A fucking brown bear is cute. Would you go take his trout out of his fucking face? No, you wouldn't.
what has a panda ever done for me? That's the question we need to ask here. Yeah,
And
yeah.
that
I mean,
adorable
Maybe that's
sneaky
where we need to
video.
go with pandas. Maybe we need to start training pandas to do, you know, manual labor. How about a panda janitor? How about a panda janitor? You know what? I like that idea. If I were in high school and the janitor was a panda, I'd feel much safer.
You know what?
School
If it-
shooting, sick the panda on him.
You know,
Done.
after the panda got off work, he might actually want to get a little bit instead of fucking sit there wanting to watch panda porn. Did you see that link?
Panda porn, dude. Yeah, this is so we've talked about bestiality and what's okay and what's not. For people that missed that show, here are Woody's views on bestiality. If you're having sex with a cat, if you're having sex with like a chicken, then that's just wrong. That's not okay. If you're having sex with a panda, that's consensual, right? You have my blessing. There's no way you're having sex with a panda that doesn't want it. So
I also like to say a horse would fall in that category too for that one
Oh,
black
for
guy
sure.
that lives down here.
yeah, I think if you're having sex with a horse or heaven forbid the horse is having sex with you, that's consensual.
I mean, that horse could very easily kick the shit out of you and probably cave in your lungs.
Oh, dude, he could walk away. I can't even catch a cow, let alone a horse. You know?
Oh,
Yeah, it's the slippery slope.
I just don't understand all these guys with pro animals. Like, you look at a video on YouTube, and like, let's say the guy's hunting deer. Like, I seen a video of 2 guys hunting deer for like this, low budget fucking hunting show they were going to put out, and they get a fucking mama brown bear comes by because actually one of the cubs come by to them, and he's like smelling them and shit, and they're like trying to shoo him away. And next thing you know, here comes mama bear. What the hell are you going to do then? And I'm like, oh yeah, that bear's about to get fucked up because they had a couple 30 caliber rifles. Like, a bear's stupid as shit. I mean, but then I read the YouTube comments and I realize the people on YouTube are even stupider than the bear. I mean, like,
no,
you wouldn't have killed the bear if you didn't have those guns.
By the way, to the people who will be listening to this tomorrow and are too stupid to realize, I don't really want to eradicate pandas. Just so you know. Because people always get confused about that sort of thing. They're like, he must hate pandas. What an evil man.
Dude,
that's
he wrote
what
to me on
is.
Skype, F pandas, I'm just saying.
Let me go ahead and say this. Bears are faster, stronger, they have a better metabolism, they have more longevity than humans. The gun is the one strength we have. You know why the gun is the one strength they had? It's an extension of our brain. It is something we use to put ourselves on the equal level than the bear.
I would argue it puts us above the level of the bear.
It does.
Yeah, it definitely does.
But the fact is, if we did not use our one main strength, our brain, we could not beat that bear in a hand-to-hand combat. I don't think there's a person on Earth that could beat a bear in hand-to-hand combat.
I don't know.
People
If
have
you
done
get a
it, but
little
they're
bear.
lucky. Hey, have I told you guys about my bear encounter?
No.
Is it the one where
Do you keep your pants on the whole time? Let's clear that up before the story's told.
I don't want to give away the ending.
Yeah, I don't know about this now.
No, I'll tell it quickly because I think I've told it before. But we went to Yosemite, we went camping, and we were like just around the camp. It was the day we were leaving to go hike into like the deep woods, and a bear like went after somebody else's camp. So they have bear lockers that protect you from this, but these guys were actively cooking and like going in and out of it, so they left it open. And anyway. So the bear came, grabbed their tote bag full of food or something like that, and took off with it. And everyone's like clapping and yelling bear and stuff. And eventually the bear just grabbed the food and ran into the woods. But what's cool was this: they we got some footage of it, and my friend put it on YouTube. And then the thing went wild. And then CNN found that bear steals picnic basket footage and put it on the CNN homepage for the user contributed content. And then he got contacted by this crazy Spike TV show, World's Wildest Vacations, and they wanted to pay him for the footage. And yeah, so that's my bear encounter story.
I still say, if a bear wants to charge you, you shoot the bitch. I would have shot that bitch for stealing the panda for stealing the fucking picnic basket. I'm like, hold up, Yogi. This time should be a 30 caliber round. There's been a smile on my face, son. When shit pops, I greet grief with a smile. That's the way I whirl.
Oh, hey, you know what? So, do you guys remember Dan on the podcast? He was one of our most popular guests ever, my friend Dan, which tells me I have to get my friend Ian on the show because he can tell a freaking story. But, dude, Dan calls my cell phone up 10 minutes before this podcast. And he's like, man, I got Stephanie over here. And I'm like, who's Stephanie? He's like, never mind. Here's the point. Do you know that video of me surfing on your YouTube channel? We got to get that back up. And so what happened was Machinima went and they looked at all the content that people had that could potentially be a copyright violation. And this video I didn't claim ads on because it had a Jack Johnson song. And there's something about, that's sort of the standard. You don't earn money off of somebody else's song. So I just uploaded it for viewer entertainment, not for making any money. But Machinima saw it, and they took it down. And Dan's got a honey over at his house right now, and he's trying to use that video for. I was going to say use it for evil, but I'm going to say use it for good. And so I made it unlisted for him so that those two could watch it. I sent them the URL. And I hope that right now that video is working its magic for our good friend Dan.
Wow.
He's a
Beautiful.
freaking boss, dude. Dan,
It's a conquest.
yes. And so I talked to Dan. There isn't really a like a full update on this, but I talked to him about like the current status of Dan and that jackass from Maine. And so, yeah, as you guys know, the jackass from Maine wrote back, claimed that it was never him. And he also claimed that he was dealing with a terminal disease and that he found Jesus. And that Dan should just leave him alone. And so Dan's strategy at this moment is to say, oh, was it not you? All right. Maybe there was some confusion, but I definitely know who his wife is. So I'm going to write her and let her know that her husband was cheating and send her the pictures and stuff and work it out. And if she doesn't recognize you, then I guess all is good. So that's where it stands right now. Dan's on the edge of talking to the guy's wife. But I don't even know if it's his intention to talk to the guy's wife. I think he just wants to use the threat to keep him on edge, keep him unhappy, keep him scared, and enjoy the moment, right? Because for people who don't know, this guy went on Facebook, sought out Dan's wife, took advantage of maybe someone who was in a marriage that wasn't pound winning, to quote Charlie Sheen, and kind of like seduced her, got the pictures going, etc., and took someone I
don't think we've touched on this, Woody.
Yeah.
What would you do if you were in Dan's situation?
Oh, yeah. I think it would. That guy would be hurting. That guy would
Even though he's a police officer, you would risk that.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Especially if
I'm with you 100%.
Dude, yeah, man. I am not the least bit frightened of this jackass from Maine. I hope and pray that he comes to my house and wants to talk about it. That if he had done that, if he had ruined my marriage, this guy would regret it for the rest of his life. It would be on his goddamn fucking gravestone. This guy would never, ever, ever he wouldn't have the same life again. I would fuck his life up for the rest of his life. I'd freaking go after his job. You say he's a cop? He won't be a cop all that long. We can handle that. This guy, no. Dan's much nicer than I am in a situation like this. If someone were to break up my marriage like this, and this guy was a freaking pro. This guy was, he
all
was
right.
He was working the text messages.
Is it possible the reason Dan is less upset than you are is because Dan knows his wife a little bit better than you do?
Yeah, I know Dan's wife too. Maybe I'd be okay with it.
Man, that's cool.
I'm sort of picturing Woody like putting on gloves, be like, and he's sort of giving a lecture, be like, they say torture never gives the right answer, and me torturing you will not get me anywhere. But you know what? I'm willing to risk this.
Yeah, dude, it's not about the destination in this particular torture. It's about the journey. And yeah, man, you ask what I would do. I would not go easy on a guy like this. I'd absolutely, yeah, man. His life would never be the same. That would be my goal. I remember Korea. Just, the Korea runs their mouth a lot, North Korea this is, and they said that they were going to nuke us. And George Bush, not my favorite president, but one thing I like, he's like, if North Korea were to detonate a nuclear bomb in the United States, they wouldn't recognize their country again. And I thought about that, and I'm like, I think he means literally. I think he literally means, if you blow up a bomb in Chicago, North Korea's gone. It will never, it won't exist anymore.
You know it. See, that's why I like the
North Korean channel.
No, seriously, dude. That's why I like Bush so much, because regardless of how you feel about, insider deals or decision-making processes,
right.
When it came down to defending us from anyone and everyone, our enemies had to be afraid of George Bush. You got to know that. If you were North Korea, you're sitting there thinking to yourself like, let's not fuck with the United States for another 4 years. Let's just see how this turns out. You wouldn't want to mess with Bush.
Get that soft-ass Obama in there. We'll do it then.
I think Bush is kicking himself right now. Bush started 2 wars, right? Obama's in 3 wars, and he got the Peace Prize. I bet if Bush knew that he was 1 war away from a Nobel Peace Prize.
That was totally bogus.
He just started 1 war. He'd have been like, "Oh, I didn't know all I had to do was mess around with Libya, and I got myself a Nobel Peace Prize."
Third time's the charm.
I wonder if Jeb's going to run for president.
No, he won't. He's got that
Newt, the Newtster.
Yeah, you might make fun of
yeah,
George
man.
Bush's IQ, but he has a Southern intuition. We kick ass and take names, plain and simple.
We are on opposite ends of every spectrum, Winks.
I mean, I don't think you can. I think it's very difficult to judge a public figure's intelligence based on their just public speaking, because they're just people like. I mean, we know people that are like that are commentators, that are smart guys, but you can tell they're just poor commentators, and it's a similar situation. I don't think George Bush is a dumb guy.
He couldn't be where he got to.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care. Like there are plenty of people with powerful fathers in politics who don't become the president of the United States. I mean, it's like I said. Say what you want about his decision-making process, but I think it was based on how he felt, not on any like low IQ. Like people want to make him out to be like literally borderline retarded, and I think that can't be true. Somewhere along the way, somebody would have been like, his dad would have been like, "Yeah, I'd like to have little Jordan in there, but he's borderline retarded." And so he would have said that. I don't.
I'm gonna say this: I would have been intimidated by George Bush. I wouldn't get intimidated by Obama.
You mean if you're like a foreign nation?
No, if I was to meet him like in real life.
Oh, who I've always heard from every source I've ever like heard this from about like an imposing figure and a guy who is just like walks in the room and everybody knows it is Clinton. Everybody always says that Clinton was the guy. Like he's just a smooth, charismatic kind of guy.
Just owned a room, every room he was in.
Exactly.
I figured you'd say Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter's a piece of shit.
Jimmy Carter got shit done though.
What did he get done? What do you think?
Cuba?
Loser rent? Nice job.
Was he Bay of Pigs?
No,
that
was JFK.
Yeah.
You guys are too old for me.
Yeah, dude, let me tell
Carter
you.
is the
You
only
know who got
president-
shit done? Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln didn't do shit to his last fucking
Suspending
year or
habeas
so.
corpus.
Let me tell dude, you weren't there. Abraham Lincoln was awesome.
I love it.
You guys want a new topic?
E-News was all over that Sally Hemings stuff, but he got shit done.
All right, new topic. Person that gave me the most trouble in life. I'll go first while you guys think about it. But here's the thing. Kurt Shin is the one I'm going to call out. So when I think I was maybe a sophomore or a junior in high school, there was this one guy, Kurt Shin. And here's what happened. I was I'm trying to tell the story quickly, but I was in study hall. And when you're in study hall, it's terribly boring. You can either go to the library, or if there's already 6 guys who went, you could go to the guidance counselor's office. So I would just go there. Back in my day, not every classroom had air conditioning, but the guidance counselor's office did, and it had magazines. So I was like, sweet, I'll go there. I go to the guidance counselor's office, and there's Kurt Shin. Kurt is telling his stories. He just transferred to our school, like I didn't know him or anything. And he's telling his stories, and they went something like this. Like he had to move because he was in gunfights, and he was like hiding behind the door while drug dealers, shot him down. And it sounded like some serious Miami Vice kind of stuff. So I called bullshit on his stories, and he got really, really offended by the whole thing. And it turned into, we were going to fight about it. And, where we were going to meet by the bike racks or whatever. And this guy physically was my equal. Like, I don't know who would have won the fight. But I got kind of nervous about it. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy wants to fight me. And suddenly those stories that seemed like total BS the first time I heard him made him sound like a total badass at this point. I'm like, oh my, he dressed like the Lost Boys, like the vampires with the overcoats. And there was just something about him that gave off this, like, I'm tougher than my size look. But he was new to the school, and he only had, like, 6 friends. So we showed up at the bike racks, and he had, like, 6 people, and I had, like, I don't want to exaggerate, but I might have had, like, 250 people on my side. So there wasn't any fight at all. And what happened is, like, like a representative from each group went, and he was like, let's not do this. But looking back at it, I'm like, you know what? I kind of wish I had just sacked up and gave it a go. Like it would have been all right. I think, have you ever like had one of those things where you sit there and second guess yourself? That was literally like 22 years ago, and it's in my mind. Like, you know what? I didn't handle that one right. You know, I should have stood up for myself instead of collecting the world's largest posse and dealing with it. So that's mine. That's the guy I'm calling out that gave me the most trouble in life. Not because of the 3 days I worked with him, but because of the second thoughts I've had about it for ages.
I've got a kind of a similar story. Like, there was a guy who moved to my school, kind of the same thing. He moved, and I think a lot of people who move to new schools try to do that. You know, back in my school, I'm a badass. So this guy's name's Tom. Tom is a little bit taller than we are. This is in like 10th grade or something. But he's one of those really tall, super, super skinny, lanky guys that is just goofy looking. And Tom is from New Jersey, Philadelphia. He was from Philadelphia. He always wore track pants and like windbreakers and stuff with like Eagles. It was like always Eagles and this Boston Celtics or something like that. And we're in Georgia, and it's like he just didn't fit in. And he's always talking about.
Yes. For people that don't know, like our global audience, the southeast of the United States isn't particularly welcoming of people from the northeast of the United States. And this is a guy from the northeast who's moved to the southeast.
Oh, yeah. So, we've all got southern accents, and all of a sudden this guy comes here and he's talking like this, and he's talking about how back in Philly he's a badass. And no, but like he's going on about like being trained in all these martial arts and how he, like, the last guy who messed with him, quote unquote, he just like he broke the guy's arm and threw him down some stairs, and the guy was never the same again. That guy got his ass kicked daily. Like, he came in with all that bullshit, and like I remember my buddy Corey. Corey was the guy who was like the guy you probably shouldn't fuck with because he looks like he's 5 years older than everybody else. The guy bench pressed 320 pounds, and he worked full time at UPS while going to high school somehow. Like,
I love those guys, man.
And Tom
the guys
brings
who were like
that
genuine adults at 16.
Yeah, exactly. This is a guy who's like, he's like 16 years old, but he's bought his own truck. It's not a nice truck because obviously he works at UPS and he's 16, but like he's bought his own car. He's paying all his bills. He's got his own place that he lives in. He's a man, okay, in the land of boys. And Tom comes at him with that bullshit, and I swear to God, I've never seen anybody slapped so hard in my life. Corey's hands were like these rough sandpaper hands, and they were man hands. Like I said, we were 16. We were still developing. Corey was a man. And Corey slapped Tom so hard that it was one of those deals where he almost fell over. Like, Tom was standing up, but he like goes to his right and is balancing on one foot and almost completely falls to the floor from the slap. Yeah, that was the end of silly.
Dude, there was one of those grown-ups in my high school too, man. So back in the early 90s, you guys probably know this, Dodge like redid their Ram truck, and it had like a whole new, almost like like tractor trailer front end to it that wasn't normal. And he had one of those trucks. He had a brand new truck with like a 5-year loan on it. He had a full-time job. He had like a rocking beard. He weighed like 275 pounds, and he was a grown-up at 17 years old. And then by the time he graduated high school, and like 2 months later, he opened his own like garage, like he was a mechanic. This guy was just biding his time, full-on grown-up before everyone else. But,
and you know what I've found about a lot of those people I went to high school with who seemed so far ahead of the curve back then? That was the peak of their lives. I've looked back at like some of the people that like back when I was a senior in high school, like that was the cool guy. That was the guy who had the full beard and the car, and he had 2 girlfriends, and he was the sports star. That was the peak of that guy's life.
So he was Al Bundy, huh?
It was like he was that light bulb that burns the brightest, but only for a little while.
I have a story about a guy like that from high school who just I just didn't understand why anyone liked him. He just kind of came off as a douchebag, and I liked the same girl as him. And he ended up going out with her, and we were just kind of rivals across the board. We both did like soccer and swimming and whatnot. And in swimming, we'd always go head to head, and I just didn't like the guy at all. So, what thing we would do on swim team is kind of homoerotic, but we'd pee in shampoo bottles and squirt it at like the younger kids as like a prank, like behind the scenes. And one day I kind of said something to him during practice, and later in the locker room, we share shampoo, and he gives me a shampoo bottle, and I use it, and it turns out he had peed in it, and I find this out later. So I decide that I'm going to get him back. So I go undercover. I mean, I don't want to fight this kid because I'm a little bitch at this point, and he's one of those overdeveloped guys. So I decided I'm going to put a turd in his pocket. So what I do is I squirt out this little turd, I put it in a paper towel, and I put it in his jean pocket in his locker. But it turns out that I got the wrong locker, and I actually put a turd in the pocket of the one kid on swim team who had Down syndrome.
Oh, no.
And I kid you not.
This is the best story ever.
No matter what I do for the rest of my life, I'm going straight to hell for putting a turd in the pocket of a Down syndrome child jeans. And I never really got him back for that.
What were the consequences of turding a Down syndrome inflicted child?
I never really fessed up to it.
Oh my god! What happened? Was he did he find it, freak out?
Well, it was. I left practice early to do it, and the next day, coming for practice, there's all this commotion about someone had done something to Charlie, and I'm like, oh, what happened to Charlie? Waiting for the thing to come up, how I got Matt back, and yeah, they were just like, someone put a turd in his pocket, and I'm like, oh,
those sons of bitches,
really terrible. What an asshole.
We're gonna find out who that was and fuck them up.
Who was the better swimmer, you or Matt?
I was probably a second or two behind. That's what fueled my rivalry in my mind. We both did backstroke
in swimming.
I'm sitting thinking about. I'm sitting thinking about you guys were living all this high school stuff, and I'm sitting thinking, what did I do in high school? In that kind of fashion. And the only thing I could think of, which I never really thought of this till now, is I beat up the. I didn't do it in high school though. I did it in middle school. I beat up the quarterback of the our varsity quarterback in high school in 7th grade, and he ended up being an All-American at Citadel as well, and he hurt his knee. But Duran lost.
You beat up the high school quarterback, the captain of the football team.
He was the captain of the football team when we made it to high school, but I beat him up while we were in 7th grade.
He went on to do good things.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah. It's like, I beat up Lawrence Taylor. We were both in kindergarten at the time.
See, I can seriously say, if we met again, I beat your ass in a fight. And and he's he got these Varsity Citadel, and he got these trophies, and he won a trophy in Conway football for being the best quarterback in the little league. Well, I don't know what the hell they call them down here, whatever the fucking schools are. Yeah, but I guess some girls were saying I was talking bad about him. He comes into health class and pushes me. So what you gonna do about it? Instead of balling up and trying to apologize, I picked up the health book and hit him right in the fucking head with it.
Wings of rage.
Yeah, high school fights were always fun. That was always they're gonna fight then, and everybody would know, and it was a big deal. I remember I had gotten in an argument with a guy, and he had punched me in the nose, and I had let it go. And from then on, everybody was thought that I had backed down because I was scared of him, but I backed down because he was a weaker guy and I didn't want to beat the shit out of him. And that was the real legit reason. I was I can't beat up this little dude. So the next time something like that happened, I was well, I'm gonna have to beat the next guy that hits me to hell. Well, it turns out the next guy that hits me is even smaller and weaker and frailer than the first guy. And it was an issue where somebody had taken his we used to wear those silly beaded necklaces that were brown pieces of cork wood or some shit. And somebody had taken his from him and had thrown it across the room, and it had broken when it landed. Well, I pick it up and I've got the broken pieces in my hand, so he just assumes that I have broken his necklace. So he punches me in the stomach. And I was well, sorry, Robbie, but this is going to go badly. I didn't say that, but I thought that. And I started hitting Robbie in the face. And Robbie was going to fall on his ass the first time I hit him, but he reached forward and grabbed my shirt. So if you can imagine, I'm standing straight up. He's on his heels, dangling from me, holding onto my shirt, and I'm hitting him with my right fist in the face as hard as I can until finally my shirt rips and he falls to the floor. And it took 5 hits to do that. And when I was done, and every hit, I was making sure I hit a different part of his face. I was left eye, right eye, nose, mouth. I was I got to make an example out of this guy. And seriously, there was so much blood on the floor. I felt really bad about that. Everybody was you beat up Robbie? You beat up little Robbie? I was dude. Had to set an example.
I beat up a little guy once too, man.
Let the pilgrims know.
I don't even remember his name, but I remember we were both in 8th grade, and I wasn't the biggest, strongest guy in 8th grade. I was kind of a late bloomer puberty-wise, but he was even smaller. And I was sitting next to my friend at the cafeteria. I got up maybe to get milk or something. I came back, and he stole my seat. And stealing someone's seat is not that big of an offense, but I was like, hey, man, I was here. Would you move? And he's like, no, not doing it. And I'm like, dude, come on. Like, I've been sitting here for 20 minutes. I sit next to Brian every day. Why are you stealing my seat? And he's like, you're just going to have to deal. And I did. I sat next to him, but I called him out. I was like, look, you, me at the Tabernacle after school. And he's like, all right. And I'm like, what is this guy doing? Because it was a physical mismatch. Now, neither of us could fight worth a damn. And I meet him in the Tabernacle. And do you know how people fought in the 1800s with the back of their hands facing forward?
Yes.
That was my boxing stance. And for the Tabernacle, I think it's some sort of religious building, but it had a really big lot. And in Ocean City, New Jersey, it was rare to find anything that had a couple of acres of open land, and so that's why we met there. And anyway, so we fought, and I was stronger than him. I had much longer arms than him, and it was really lopsided, but it was long. It was like 20 minutes of me punching him in the face, and people came around to watch. And his nose is all bloodied. His shirt, he had a white shirt on, and the middle third of it from his neck to his belly button was just solid red with blood, because I just kept, opening his nose again and again and again. And people started to gather around and watch. And in my head, I'm like, damn, they probably think I'm quite the badass because this is really going well. Until one guy is like, neither of y'all can fight. This is lame. Look at that guy. That's not how you hold your hands. And eventually I was like, dude, are we finished yet? And he said yes, and that's how it ended.
I got a question. What's wrong with the backwards hands thing? That's how boxers even do it today.
No, they hold the the fatty part of your hand next to your pinky forward. Your thumbs sort of face you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Woody is talking about fighting "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" style.
Yeah, dude.
Remember that scene from "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" where they decide they're going to fight and both of them go into that stance really fast?
Yeah. Dude, picture.
I'm just thinking, I know the reason they do it. The reason they do it is so they can guard their head from getting punched with a fucking anything other than a jab and block those haymakers.
Yeah, but we didn't know how to fight. So, but I won. Yay!
Shit, I still don't know how to fight. That didn't stop me from winning every one I've ever been in.
There you go.
I've never been in a fist fight in my life.
I don't think I've ever been in a fist fight either. I've cheated on every fight I've ever been in.
Using textbooks.
Textbooks, spray paint.
Knowledge is power.
I'll say this, though. Went to school with a guy called Andrew Stevens, and Andrew didn't fuck around. Andrew was, I think Jim Rome refers to people like Andrew as likes to fight guy. He likes to fight. He didn't care who it was. He wasn't one of those big guys who beat up on little guys. He was one of those big guys who just liked to beat up on guys. Didn't matter if it was a big dude, small dude. He didn't care. And he would be the one that started the fight. And sometimes there'd be no fucking reason. He'd just do it. And
really? See, that's not cool. It's one thing to find other people who like to fight. I'm totally fine with that. If you're a fighter, even in a bar situation, you run into someone else who's like, oh, sweet, fight tonight, then that's all right. But to pick on a guy for no reason, I hope one day he runs into Joe Lozon.
I've seen, the problem was he was a big dude. And
dude, I'm talking about Joe Lozon.
I remember my dad made him cry one time. That's the only time I ever saw him, get scared from anything. My dad screamed at him, made him cry one time. But
some motherfuckers you got to shoot.
Oh my god! But seriously though, this guy got in a fight in the lunchroom with a black guy, and the black guy picks up a no, I got it wrong. I'm sorry. He gets in a fight in the lunchroom with a white guy who's a smaller guy, and the smaller guy picks up a lunch tray and whacks Andrew in the head with it. Now, lunch trays, apparently, I don't know too much about physics, but if you hit somebody in the head with a lunch tray, doesn't hurt him at all. If you're in, what actually happens is that lunch tray explodes into shrapnel, which went over and hit a really big black dude in the head. And I'm talking about the corner of the lunch tray, not the sharp end, but just the blunt corner of the lunch tray hits this black guy in the forehead like you hit him in the head with a ball-peened hammer. And, of course, the black guy's mad now, and Andrew's mad, and they're both mad at the same person.
At this little guy? Oh no! That's not how I was hoping this would go.
So began one of the worst ass whoopings of all time. The white guy tries to make a break for it, but they both grab him and start just like going like, you know how gorillas like beat things down with like both their hands
going downward,
Donkey Kong style.
I would like for the record to say that FPS Kyle
It's like
just compared the black guy
double
to a
fist.
gorilla.
No, I just
Oh man.
the double hammer fist. Both of them are doing. And they pound this kid down till he's on the ground and starts crawling under the lunch table, and he hugs the bottom of the lunch table to hang on while they beat the shit out of him.
Like a squirrel monkey.
Like a squirrel.
Oh, all right.
He starts
Ukrainian
kicking
Limbs
with
just
his
compared
feet,
him to a
probably.
squirrel
Get
monkey.
away!
It was rough. It was bad. But yeah, don't use lunch trays as weapons. They don't work.
All right, you guys want a new topic here?
Yeah, I don't have too
kind
many
of
fights at high school stories.
This one's kind of long, so you'll have to pay attention. I'll do my best to read it. I heard you help people. It'd be nice to ask you for help. That's how it begins. I have a condition known as DPD, depersonalization disorder. It's a condition where my fight or flight response is always on, making me feel detached from reality. I tried taking medication for it, but it would help me for weeks straight, and that's very bad when in high school. Oh, I'm sorry. It would keep me up for weeks straight, and that's very bad when I'm in high school. I was managing it well until a kid in my class found my prescription, and now people mock me for being crazy. I now have less manage over my condition because it causes you to feel as though you're losing control, symptom. But with them constantly making comments about me being crazy, it makes me fear it more. So I can see this thing feeding upon itself. Finally, I was fed up, and I fought the man who started it and broke his nose. I was told by the school to take my medication, but I haven't slept at all for 3 weeks, and I feel even worse. The kid also will not stop saying anything, but his mom is rich and threatens to sue the school if they take action, saying it's his freedom of speech. Wow. I'm going to break every bone in that piece of shit's body if he doesn't stop, which I might just endorse. Please help. So there it is. This guy has a condition where his fight or flight response is always on, which it makes him feel detached from reality, which is
What is fight or flight? What is that?
It's that adrenaline, you know, when you get all antsy and like revved up, maybe right before a fight, you know, where you're, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like a primal reflex where
It
if you're in a
sounds
situation.
like he has an issue with his pituitary gland, and if he's not already, he should be prescribed beta blockers.
He said he's in high school, right?
Yes.
I can tell you what Wings will do.
Oh, I can't wait. All right, wait, I want a disclaimer. What Wings would do isn't necessarily the recommendation of Painkiller already. Go ahead, Wings.
All right,
What would you
so
do?
Wings can't fight. I don't know if this kid This kid probably can fight because he sounds like he's pretty sure he can break some bones.
He said he
What
beat him
Wings
up
will
once
do
already.
is Wings will try to. Generally, when you switch classes, there's usually a rush, and you're usually bumping into people. And generally, high schools have 2 stories, and generally they have a flight of stairs. You get behind him going down the flight of stairs to lunch, and you happen to push him. Nobody knows who pushed him. You don't telegraph it. He breaks a leg, he breaks an arm.
You know what? I don't know if this is my real answer, but one thing that's occurring to me now is like this guy seems to have the upper hand, right? This guy, you know, he's able to run his mouth and you know, he's just yapping at the guy, nipping at his heels. Why not switch the upper hand, right? If you're the physically better man, and you know, at least among guys, you know, this works. Like, slap him, push him around, bump his shoulder when you cross paths, you know, in the hallway. Just freaking assert that physical dominance all the time until you know, things start going your way. Like, how do you handle a guy who's running his mouth without fear? You know, whose mom says she'll, you know, take on
Do
the
what my
school.
brother did.
Oh boy, I don't think your brother's a role model, but I can't wait to hear.
Oh, my brother had a black kid that used to pick on him in high school, and he made fun of him every day to the point he got fed up with it, and he beat his head into a locker till the locker like bent in, and then he opened the locker up and stuck his head in the locker and started slamming the door on it.
To straighten out the locker.
I wonder if the Ukrainian yeah, straight now. Oh, there's a dent on this side.
I wish
of the
he was
locker.
here
Let's-
so he could tell
let's
that
start
story.
Banging your head on the other side. Ukrainian Limbs, what would you do, right? So it sounds like this guy's the physical master, but the other guy is somehow winning the mental game. And oh, by the way, I sometimes, you know, he might have some sort of, he might be the physical master, but only when they're alone. Who knows? And what would you do?
The hippie option would be definitely no physical altercations. And I think a cheap shot, like put him down the stairs, that doesn't really resolve anything. That'll probably just tweak him more. But this guy seems pretty tweaky, like maybe Tweak from South Park. Like he's on edge at all times.
Hold up.
So
you can sign that motherfucker's cash like I told you, bitch, or something like that.
Like that shit about like filing a lawsuit. That's first of all, what he's doing is like harassing or whatever and bullying. Mm-hmm. I think you can definitely tell if you want a real answer, talk to a supervisor or a superior or an adult about the situation. But
or the police. That's all he's got to do is go to the police.
Not going to get sued. That's just bullshit. Or just fucking throw down, man.
Just go to the police, get a TPO put out on the guy. Then the next time the guy fucks with him, the guy just broke the law.
But he wants to sue with them verbally. Like I don't think it's going to go.
Come on, Kyle. These are high school students. When in high school, if you went to the police, that gives you bitch status. You don't want bitch status in high school.
Advice. I'm thinking about this through. I think he needs to work with the administration. I think he needs to and say, look, this guy is ruining my life. I'm having trouble with sleep issues from my medication. I'm having trouble, making it through high school. Things are seriously bad for me, and you need to address this. And if they don't, then option 2 is to address it yourself. I think that's the real way to go. People say the administration doesn't care in the stream. I think if you talk to them, to hook up with your VP. In my experience, the vice president of these schools, and this is true for my kids' schools and this when I was in school, they're kind of the disciplinarian of the school. I would meet with them, state your case. This guy is making my life hell. I need some relief from it. And if you do that, there's a good chance you'll get action. Adults have some real power in this situation. They can lay down the freaking law, and that would be my first choice. Because the other stuff, push them down the stairs and whatnot. Like as far as an actual solution, as far as actually like something that you can do and execute on, I think the next step is to bring the grown-ups in this thing and get this guy locked down. And that's the way I go. Step 2 is lock him down on your own.
They were called vice presidents in your school? It's called vice principals in mine.
My mistake. Yeah, vice principals in mine too. But that's my actual advice. I think my first step, talk to the grown-ups, get them to freaking lay down the law. If that doesn't work, lay it on your own.
I still remember my vice principal, Dr. Stefanidis.
Sounds like a stiddy.
It does sound like a stadium. Oh, let's talk about that fat guy now.
Oh, yeah, the guy in the chair.
What was this about?
Oh, let me lead in. Apparently in Ohio, there's a 43-year-old guy that was considerably large. And when I mean considerably large, he'd be the guy that Wings points out in the movie theater and be like, Kyle, look at that motherfucker. When a fat guy points you out in a crowd and he's like astonished and he's like trying to get friends. Well, apparently he got to the point where he decided walking was in his best interest for health. He decides to sit down in a chair for 2 years. And the chair becomes grafted to his hind end. And to empower this, he had a girlfriend. Well, the girlfriend basically helped him along with this by feeding him, bringing him soda, and stuff of that nature. Well, regardless, after he passes out from inactivity or whatever the hell he is, just imagine the bed sores for sitting in a chair for 2 years. He ends up dying. And when they came into him, the firefighters said there were so many maggots under him from where the shit and piss had glued him to his own.
Oh, God.
Because he never got up to use the bathroom or nothing. He did it right there in the chair. So he was sitting on maggots and shit and piss for 2 years. And his girlfriend was living in the house with him and was bringing him food and supporting this lifestyle. How does this shit happen?
That's a good woman he's with.
That is a good woman.
I was trying to
I bet nobody was thinking about that, but that's a damn good woman.
Yeah, but like me, I'm a big guy. Like I got like 400 some pounds. And I got to the point where I couldn't stand myself and I had to do something about it. And I look at these things, even where I went to, I look at these things and be like, how do you get that far without realizing you need to make a change? And I understand the mentality kind of, sort of, but when I realized I was too fat and then I just started feeling bad, so I'd eat. And then you like don't care, and then you put off the mentality, fuck it, I'll just die, and that kind of shit. But eventually you get to the point where it's like, I don't really want to die. But this guy had given up. Like, you don't sit there in a chair and you realize you've been there for 2 or 3 days and then think, man, I need a 2-liter Coca-Cola and a pizza now. That doesn't have that. Where's the depression in this?
It's a certain kind of crazy, right? Like, I don't know. I'll talk about myself, which doesn't really compare to this guy. But I think Kyle had a similar thing. I hope it's okay to say. When I gain weight, I'm kind of fortunate in that it doesn't show up in one spot. Like, have you ever seen guys who are, almost in shape-ish, except for the fact that they look pregnant? Or women who have a decent body all over, except for the fact that their, like, hips and butts are freaking enormous? I'm the opposite of that. If I were to put on 15 pounds, you wouldn't even notice that much. Except I do. My whole body's a little bit softer than it was before. A little fat on my shoulder blades, a little fat on my back of my thigh, a little fat on my belly or chest or whatever. It grows slowly. So it's kind of cool that it doesn't really show when I gain a few pounds. But it kind of sucks in that you can gain, in my case, 16 pounds before you're like, you know what? This isn't okay anymore. It's time to reverse this and go back the other way. And so I wonder how this guy went. I wonder how this guy, how long he was like, you know what? So for me, I was like 180, 185. All right, whatever. 185 is fine. That's my new weight. 190. You know what? 190. It doesn't even look that much different. That's my new weight. 196. And I was like, you know what? Screw this. Let's go back down. So, hard to compare me to the guy in the chair that poops himself. But I can almost see, the escalated version of the same thing. Like, all right, you know what? This is just the new me. I'm going to...
But Woody, did you ever sit down and think, man, I'm never going to get up again?
No. People are asking I'm 6 foot.
I've never dealt with like weight before, but I've always been a skinny little prick. But I can relate it to playing Call of Duty, sadly, where you say like, this is my last game, and then suddenly you play 2 more games, and suddenly you played like 26 games. And I've actually gotten to the point where I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to college this week. I'm just going to keep playing COD. Like, that's exactly what it is. You just start making excuses. So I can definitely see where he's coming from.
Yeah,
from that. I think it's the same thing.
Like, you just sort of reset your expectations to where bad behavior gets forgivable. And
exactly.
This guy did it at extreme, but I bet there are a lot of people listening who are like, yeah, I've got something that I forgave myself for when I knew better.
Yeah, but you guys are you're doing this on small scale. We're talking about people that no longer can walk. I mean, what did it for me was I couldn't put my seatbelt on. I could never even fathom not being able. Let's say I was 600 some pounds right now and I couldn't walk. And I tried to get up out this fucking chair I'm sitting in right now, and I couldn't do it. That right there would be motivation enough for me to change my life. I mean, what gets lost in translation to people like this that doesn't have that that moment or that even attempt to do it? Because there's guys that were much larger than this man that were still walking, still had motivation, and even lost it. Like David Smith comes to mind. Well, Kyle, what's your opinion on this? I mean, you're saying it's a shame, but like there has to be something missing on these people. What do you think, Kyle? Are you even here, Kyle?
Sorry, my mic was muted. I was eating chips. Yeah, I think with people like that, it's just it's a mindset that they've just grown up with. It's probably a situation where like their mom was really overweight, their dad was really overweight, so their siblings, and it's kind of accepted to be, really big and maybe even obese. So when they're obese, there aren't any alarm bells going off, and so gaining that extra 150 pounds that makes you go from morbidly obese to glued to a couch kind of just happens. That's what I'm thinking. Or some of these people are just lazy fucks who, have
you cannot write this off as lazy.
I equate it to something like depression, right? Like something like, people get to this state where they kind of give up on themselves. And, that's how suicide happens. They're like, you know what? This just isn't going to get better. This is probably his version of suicide. He had to know it was coming.
Look, think about this. Before those 2 years before he died, at one point in his life, he tried to get up out of that chair, and he realized he couldn't do it. What do you do at that point? Do you like, honey, I can't get out of the chair no more. Well, what do you want for dinner? Oh, I want chicken.
I don't think that happened. You've got to think this stuff happens gradually. So at one point, he just decided that he was too lazy to get out of the chair, and it was going to be too much effort to get out of a chair. So he's like, yeah, I'll just shit myself. Whatever, man. Nobody'll even know.
See, I would have thought that first shit probably came out of resentment for somebody else. So say his girlfriend was outside or something like that, and he's like, well, she knows I need help getting to the bathroom. That's how I see that kind of coming. So I'm going to shit myself, and she's going to change me. Well, she comes in, she's like, I ain't changing your ass. And then he just sits there and stews in it. I think that's how that happens.
It's hard to say, man. Let me just say this. If there's ever a point where I shit myself on the couch and I don't immediately get up, someone's very wrong. Like, I don't get
That's
that.
the point I'm making. Like, what is wrong with this guy that's not wrong with everybody else? Like, you just can't rank it off of fat people. Fat people lose weight all the fucking time. I mean, look at Ricky Lake. Ricky Lake's done it a couple times. Oprah done it a couple times. I mean, because there's nothing wrong with him.
I haven't heard you talk about it, man.
You know what I'm wearing right now? I'm wearing a 2X shirt.
You doing great? I was worried because I like you haven't mentioned it. Like it used to be.
Like I said, I do
you
one
tweet
every
about
month.
it. It was awesome. What's that?
I do one every month because I only go to the doctor once a month.
What you do? What once every month?
Weight updates.
Okay, yeah. Like I don't know when you were. It used to be your Twitter lit up with
because it was a new feeling, and now all it's doing is making me not want to make videos because I want to go out and do shit. Because I have all this energy, like even now, like I'd rather be outside right now.
Dude, it's 11 o'clock at night.
Don't care. I mean, I'd rather be anywhere but here because this place I'm sitting at right now, all it has is bad memories for me.
Wings of Redemption, hookers and blow. I'm just saying.
I don't do hookers and blow.
What are you going to do at 11 o'clock at night on a Thursday?
Fucking go walk around Walmart.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I mean, what you do when you walk around Walmart. You look in those back corners for shit you never even dream of shopping for.
Really?
No,
I look at the other people at Walmart. And, and think that my position in life is going okay. That's what I do at Walmart.
Whenever I'm down on myself, I go around and look at the people who are people watching at Walmart, like 2 tiers higher.
I mean, when I first started dieting, the shit sucked. I even thought about quitting. Like, I remember walking through Sam's the very first time, like when I got my eating schedule. And I'm like, all right, this is what I can eat. Let me go to Sam's Club and get this stuff. And I was in there 15 minutes, and I was like hanging on the side of the cart, fucking in pain because my back was so fucking hurting. And now, just the other day, I walked with my buddy Doug. My buddy Doug, he had a back injury at work. He's been out of work about 9 months now, and he has to walk. So I go over to his house every day, and I walk with him so he has somebody to talk to. And we end up walking like a mile and a half, and then I go back home and I ride the exercise bike. And it doesn't even faze me physically anymore. It's just like breathing.
Dude, I remember, I'll say 6 months ago, Wings of Redemption told me a story. He's like, I went outside and I walked a block. And he's like, oh my God, if I had gotten to a fight after that 1 block walk, I wouldn't have been able to do anything. Like that was the end of your endurance.
Yes, and that was true at that time. Like, if I would walk a block to get into a fight, he has already won, because I'd be so tired physically. My body would be lack of oxygen. I would have probably just laid down just so I wouldn't have to fight him.
Lay down, put your wallet next to you, call it a day. It's right here, baby. Leave me alone. I got more than you to worry about. I got the walk back. Just take my money.
I got to fuck around with that walk back, son.
Just
take my money and leave me alone.
After you whip my ass, can I get a ride back?
Yeah, but like a lot of people can't. I mean, everybody throws up these obese numbers, like 30% of America is obese. Well, obese is a huge medical term. Like Michael Jordan would be considered obese. And people don't even look at it like that. There's very few people that actually suffer from serious obesity. Like you see them every now and then, but like how often do you see a really, really big person? Think about it. You might see 1, 2 a week?
Yeah, really big. Not that often. More often women than men, I'd say.
Anytime I go to Walmart.
And a lot of the reason you see women more noticeable than men, because women are generally shorter than men and show weight better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's once you get to that point, it's hard to understand, like, how to stop eating, fat ass. It doesn't work like that. For the most part, you're not addicted to eating. You're using eating as a comfort zone. You're using eating as a as something that has always been there for you. Like it's almost like a puppy. When you feel bad and you want to cry, you grab a dog or something. So, because that dog's going to be there with you, she's going to lick your face or whatever. And it's going to make you feel good. Well, eating makes big people feel good for the most part because they get a lot of grief, especially when they're big, when going through like youth. Oh man, youth being big like high school, that's fucking horrible. Anybody that's big will say it's horrible. Because one, you're not popular with the girls. Two, you're not some physical athlete having the time of their life, just like Kyle mentioned. Three, I mean, even if you do like go out there and go above and beyond, you're still dwarfed by the guy, having the time of his life. You might go out there and work a job before school and drive a nice new truck, and the guy coming by with a fucking Chevy Lumina that's maybe the fullback on the football team has got all these bitches in the car with him, and that makes you feel bad, And then you go home, it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat me some pizza. I enjoy pizza. It's the one thing I like. It's one thing they can't take away from me. And that just escalates and escalates and escalates. And I know I'm ranting right now. I'm trying to
you're doing good.
Tie it up. And you can never understand what it's like to be a big person until you are a big person, if that makes sense. Like Woody, you said your brother is big, and I bet you he goes through the same things as I do.
He does, yeah. He has an extra kind of thing going on for him that you don't. Well, at least it's more extreme than you. He's had cancer twice. So one time when he had cancer, they replaced his knee, I'll say from mid-thigh to mid-shin. And because of that, he has a severe limp. He walks with a cane. And the second time he had cancer, he lost a lung. So here's a guy with one lung and a bum leg, and exercise is hardly an option for him. So it makes it extra hard.
He could still do low impact. I mean, I'm not trying to say put him down because he has physical anomalies, but I have a bad leg, And
so let me explain a little further. When he walks, one of his feet points towards the side. I don't know if he could pedal a bike.
I don't know either, but
I don't know why. By the way, what the dude? When they put on his leg, did they put it back on crooked?
It might have set wrong or something.
If you could picture it, they it's kind of like an amputation, right? At the bone right in the middle of your thigh and right below your knee, they replace that with a metal knee. I think it's actually titanium, and yeah, now his foot is off to the side. It's like, what the hell, did you do it sideways or something? Why is your foot point sideways? But yeah, it makes it extra hard for him to do any kind of activity. If he was really motivated, he could go to the pool. He could lift weights. Why not? And half the weightlifting stuff you do seated. All sorts of bench press and universal machines.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this: the exercise part of losing weight is the 10%. Mm-hmm. It's an important 10%, but it's the 10%. The other 90% is the lifestyle change. I could go out there and work out every fucking day of my life and still stay my same weight. That's the same thing people run into that have really physical labor jobs. Say a guy works construction and he stays, 240 pounds the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because when he goes out there and he burns, 5,000-6,000 calories, he's going home eating a large pizza, drinking a 2-liter Coke, going to bed right after it, things of that nature. It's just watching what you eat. That's the big battle. Learning how to judge your food out.
I share a lot on Painkiller already, although I try not to share too much about my brother because, that's his life, right? I don't want to out him, but I will agree. I know some of his diet habits, and they are things that, I think most people would look at and say, what? That idea is even a non-starter. Who? Here, I'm going to be a jerk. I've seen him eat McDonald's on the way home to dinner. He'll stop by, pick up a double cheeseburger, down that, and then have dinner with his family. I bet a guy like Kyle's what? Never in his whole life has he had a what do they call the combo meals at McDonald's?
Super value meal.
Yeah, something like that. Literally, he'll eat that on the drive home, and then there'll be dinner on the table. That's
I think giving me too much credit,
stuff.
Woody. Like
You've been there?
during this podcast, I ate three Krispy Kreme donuts, half a box of what are these? Cheez-Its? Yeah, Cheez-Its. And I've had like 2 huge 30-ounce glasses of sweet tea. And when we're done with this, I'm going to Waffle House.
I'm giving you too much credit. I'm the other way right now. I'm going hardcore. I am. What I'm going to do with my own little weight loss plan is I'm measuring myself step on the scale every single day, and I'm going to sit there and show my daily progress as it goes up and down, make a little montage to it, etc. And I think it'll be a cool video for my outlook.
Here's another fact I like to throw out there for maybe kids that are I know a lot of people message me about weight loss. I ride a bike almost every day. And during that, my goal right now in this point in my life is to ride 4 miles. And that's not that 4 miles on an exercise bike is harder than 4 miles in real life. The reason is, and if you think about it, in real life biking, you pedal a little bit and it coasts, you pedal a little bit and it coasts, you pedal a little bit and it coasts. In an exercise bike, you gotta continually pedal. I try to do 4 miles. And that 4 miles with resistance, continually pedaling, burns about 90 calories. Think about that next time you pick up a soft drink.
Oh, I am. This thing is good.
That's the thing. Those numbers are. You know what my wife does the Microsoft Connects. There's this exercise type stuff, and she and my son do that every day, just to stay in shape. And you know what sucks in Connects? How good you are at the game determines how many calories they say you burned. Right? So she'll sit there, do Tai Bo for 15, 20 minutes, and they're like, you burned 12 calories because she's not punching imaginary blocks properly. And she's like, 12 calories? That's ridiculous. But that's how it works. If you don't hit the blocks or whatever, they're like, I probably didn't move at all.
Yeah, but I'm going by what my bike says. My bike has a calorie counter on it, and it says I burned 90 calories after, biking for half hour.
Gotcha. So, Wings, there's a guy who wants to know which AR-15 he should buy.
Don't buy the Colt. The Colt is an overpriced piece of shit.
How much money does he want to spend? That's the real question.
So he's looking at a Stag Arms A15?
I got a Stag. That's what I have. I mean, I like it. It's never turned me wrong, but I've only just now begun to shoot it. I originally bought my Stag, probably 3.5 years ago. And I put it right in the safe, and I never used it. The time you see me, the videos you're going to see in the next couple weeks is actually the first session we used my Stag AR-15. Is there better AR-15s? Yeah, of course. Bushmaster makes a better AR-15. Fucking Remington has a AR-15 called the R-15. That's most likely a superior weapon. The Stag is a really cheap, low grade company, but if you're on a budget, you get a Stag AR-15 for $650. That beats the hell out of a Colt for $1,300.
Like I say, it depends on how much money he wants to spend.
Yeah. A Bushmaster's going to cost you upwards of $1,500-$1,600?
No.
I know the Colt with no heat shield, no guard, no adjustable stock, a carry handle, and fucking little cleaning kit costs you $1,300. I know that for a fact. So I seen that yesterday, and I thought, man, that's a ripoff.
It probably was a ripoff. You can get an ACR for $2,000. It just depends.
They're just using their name to drive the price up.
Yeah, it just depends exactly what you want. I'm looking right now. There's a lot of different AR-15s. They're going to range anywhere from $600 or $700, like you said, to, I'm looking right now. You can get a Smith & Wesson for around $1,500. You can get the Bushmaster MOE carbine, which is their new thing, for $1,000, and it looks badass. You can get the Bushmaster M4A3 for less than $1,000.
Well, I guess my quality in Bushmaster was wrong, but I know the R700 is $1,200 and shit like that. But that's generally you're gonna pay anywhere from $650 to $1,200, and they're pretty much all the same rifle. They're all gonna act the same. They have the same parts, the same everything. It's just how they're made, how much love and care is put into their stamping.
You know what I'm stuck on? Wings just said he was wrong. And Kyle, have you ever heard that?
No.
No. It's a whole new thing. Like I've known Wings for over a year now. We talk probably 5 times a week or something like that via Skype or whatever. I don't think I've seen him stick by bears are human. I'm out of words here. Like, whoa.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened here, but basically, you're gonna, if you want a decent gun, spend $1,000. You can get an Armalite, get a Bushmaster, and that I'd kind of stick with one of those: Armalite, Bushmaster. You can get a Stag. Stags are fine.
Stag's generally going to be cheaper, and you get a little more options. I do it because I buy so many guns. I usually go the cheaper route because I just buy guns to collect them. I don't buy them to actually use them half the time. So I couldn't give you good advice on what brand of gun to buy.
I think he's got his answer. I have a new topic, too. How do you think that YouTube streaming, have you guys seen YouTube's adding live streaming to our channels? Not our channels yet, but eventually partner channels will have this, and maybe someday everyone. What do you think? Is that going to change the YouTube game at all?
Not for me. I can't live stream worth of shit.
Mm-hmm. I did a live stream last night on Justin TV for Portal, and it was pretty well received.
I got a question.
A little differently than some. Just 1 second. When I do a live stream, I typically try to find something that allows me to like hang out with the stream and interact with them. Whereas, like when I play Black Ops, I would just ignore the stream for like 15 minutes, 15 seconds between games. I'd say hello and then repeat that. So, but live streaming on YouTube, like, is it going to be the big thing? Is it going to be a big deal? I'm not quite sure. The other thing, I've got this in my head. So in the rest of like the entertainment world, I see them moving away from scheduled events, right? Like in TV, right? The idea that I have to be there when you tell me to be there to watch your show at 9 p.m., dude, that's like gone, right? That's yesterday's stuff. Now I want to be able to download it. I want to see it on my own schedule. That's the way this works. I wonder if when I compare, say, FPS Russia's video to an FPS Russia live stream, it's like, oh no, I like his videos in his 2 to 5 minute buckets and watch them when I feel like watching them, not when he tells me to. So, what do you think? Oh, and the other thing about YouTube live streaming, this is on a different topic as to how it changes the game, is I'm not quite sure it's ready yet. There's 3,200 people in this live stream, and the chat kind of keeps up. There's a slow mode that keeps things under control. There's the ability to mod people. There are mods that help us manage this whole thing. None of that's there on YouTube. On YouTube, it's just a free-for-all where people blast out constantly, and there's no mods to help you. There's no editing. They need to step up their game to get to where Justin TV is today.
There's no money in it, correct? Like there's no ads or anything yet, right?
I don't know.
I guess they could run ads at like every 15-minute intervals, but I would welcome it with open arms if I could ever figure out a way to live stream, because I'd rather live stream than do most of the stuff I do. I'd rather be like, hey guys, gonna live stream today at 7 o'clock. Be there, be square, because I'm the kind of guy that's charismatic enough to hold a live stream. I sound like I'm tooting my own whistle here, but somebody like me or an XCal or who else probably pretty good at a live stream. White Boy probably be a pretty good live stream guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's I'd see somebody like that excelling at this. See me, I'm sitting there thinking, man, my iPhone's 3G. I wonder if I can use that some way to hook up a live stream.
There's people that make their living off live streaming though on Justin TV. Like my friend Jay Easy, he does it 5 or 6 hours a day or something like that, and they're getting paid to do it over there. So there's really no incentive to come over and do it on YouTube at this point. And if they ever opened it up to like individuals, I'd have the same fear that it would turn into like a chat roulette type thing where you just get all these people beating off into the live stream, and then they just create a new channel, and then they just beat off somewhere else, and it's just this infinite beating off.
I don't know about
that YouTube has for me that Justin TV doesn't is I'm looking at it now, about 7,700 Justin TV followers, and that's cool. But I have almost 300,000 subs on YouTube. If I were to live stream over there, then I could hit my full audience instead of just this subset that I have here. So that would be cool. But I need YouTube to be as good as Justin TV, for them to compete.
So Woody, you're a computer guy. Is there any way I could rig my upload to be 2, like without going through my connection? Like maybe get like a Verizon wireless card, or some way to do it.
Rig your upload to YouTube?
Rig it so I could have a 2 upload. Like, is there any way like I can mold, like the 3G network has over a 2 upload?
Okay.
Is there any way
you
I
want
could
to tether your phone to your computer?
Yeah, is there any way I could tether like a wireless device to my computer and use that upload instead of my own?
Dude, how sick and wrong is it that your cell phone has better upload than your PC? Yeah, you can use your cell phone to tether. I don't know what your data plan is, though. Like, I bet it'd be really expensive.
I don't know, my data plan's like $25, but that's the only option I got.
Yeah, $25 for your cell phone.
It's like
probably means you have 250 megabytes. Like, that's not even a video.
It's like, I think it's 10 gigs.
10 gigs? All right,
yeah.
So that's 20 vids. Yeah, you can tether a cell phone to a computer. You need to look into it. But yeah, I wonder if that will change the game. I wonder if live streams will do really well. I wonder if the same skill set that makes someone make a good video will translate to someone making a good live stream. Right?
I'm sort of wondering, like, my connection is good enough to live stream my voice. I'm wondering if people would tune in to play, to listen to that while listening to me play. I don't know. I really want a live stream, but I don't have access to the connection, and I'm going to have to end up selling my house to do this.
Totally worth it.
That's what I'm doing. I'm selling my house and getting a new place just for better internet.
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I know where I can get a place I can rent for $700 a month.
Dude, I found a place where me and a roommate can. It's a fucking 3-bedroom lake house. It's fucking awesome. I'm going to look at it tomorrow, and it's going to end up being about $650 each to rent that place. Stay there for about a year.
Yeah, I mean, but like,
so
I need some fucking fiber, son. I need fiber.
New topic.
Oh no, we're not back on the anal fissures, are we?
Can we talk about the new games that have been coming out?
You can't acknowledge that was a good transfer over. I said fiber, and he talked about my butt. See
yeah, let's talk about the new games and then wrap up the podcast. We're about an hour and a half in.
Oh, I know I'll talk about new games. Did y'all guys see that Microsoft is backing Homefront 2?
No. What are they doing?
I sent y'all a link like 2 days ago where Microsoft is basically putting all their eggs into Homefront 2 in an attempt to create a COD killer because they're tired of Activision basically bullying them, telling they want to charge a fee because 80% of their user base plays their game.
That's not going to work.
I don't know. Microsoft has endless pockets, and if they could go out there and get the talent and put it into Homefront 2, you don't think they could create? I mean, Microsoft created Call of Duty at this point. I mean, they didn't like create the game, but they gave them the stage to get where they're at. Like when Xbox 360 came out, COD 2 was one of the opening titles. And if they didn't get that opening title thing, and if Halo 2 was in that position, do you think Call of Duty would be where it was at now?
What? Do you think Microsoft made Call of Duty?
I don't think they made it, but I think they gave them the leg up they needed to get to be the juggernaut they are now. And if Microsoft is going to be able to, push them down, like, we don't care if your game comes out at the beginning of our next console. Homefront gets the 720 opening week. Shit like that can make or break a game.
Yeah, that would be weird to me if they didn't like support Call of Duty. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think that here's what I think. I think that the next COD killer will come along with whoever takes advantage of the next console best. I had this notion that that someone would even on the 360 and PS3 and the current gen would be a COD killer, and I'm not so sure about that. Have you guys seen the Battlefield 3 trailer?
Yeah, I've seen the little buddy lists and shit.
I just saw the graphics on it. Now, mind you, every time you see these mind-blowing graphics, it's on a PC, but it's a whole nother level. It's a whole nother level, and that'll be interesting to...
Yeah, but Crysis 2 had good graphics, better than Call of Duty. That didn't make it a better game.
To me, somewhere around COD 4 are the graphics I demand. If you hit that level, then you're good enough for me. The rest is, what else does the game have to offer?
Yeah, I'm thinking with you, but see, mine's Call of Duty 2. That's the graphics I demand. And I'd rather have better gameplay than better graphics.
Yeah, but the graphics have to meet a certain level.
Like Crysis 2 brings this, for example.
It's a little like how well a pop star sings. Is it all about how great their voice is? That's part of it. It just has to be good enough. Then there's something else intangible.
There's Friday, gotta get.
I think Kurt Cobain would be a good example here.
Yeah, he for what he did was great. But
he had a horrible voice, but the way he used it made it spectacular.
Well, he also
Hank Williams is another guy that had a horrible fucking voice.
Jimi Hendrix, bad voice.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix had a bad voice.
Billy Joel.
I
never heard no Billy Joel. That's kind of funny. That's funny since I'm such a big Elton John fan.
Trolling us.
Billy Joel?
I think he's trolling us.
No, I'm not trolling you. I never listened to Billy Joel. I remember when Billy Joel did the HBO special with Elton John where they toured with pianos and shit, and I totally didn't watch it.
All right. So on the closing topic, did Wings of Redemption drive Lil Wayne into retirement? Is that what happened? He couldn't take any more?
Damn straight. He even called me out in a podcast a week before.
Get out.
He did. He called me out on his podcast.
What did he say?
I don't know what he said, but I got enough tweets about it.
That's awesome. No way. You have to find
He so
that.
did.
Oh my gosh.
And you didn't.
He acknowledged me as the #1 hater on YouTube. I think it's something along that line.
Well, man, we have a minor league celebrity in our midst. All right, and on that note, UkranianLimbs, Kyle, WoodysGamertag, and the #1 Lil Wayne.
I got something else to add real quick. My podcast is better than Lil Wayne's.
Earning that status.
You too, bitch.
All right, guys, that was Painkiller already, episode 47 with UkranianLimbs. Signing out.